everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to another episode of Meridian Springs. And we started on during a live stream, as usually happens, a big African elephant habitat, and this one, it's in another part of the zoo from where the last few episodes have been. But in Horizon Zero Dawn, if you don't know, first of all, this zoo is inspired by Horizon Zero Dawn, specifically the Meridian area in Horizon Zero Dawn. But in Meridian area, there's like outside of it, there's like a big like farmland kind of area that has like these like different tiered levels, and like each tier has like different crops and stuff growing on it. So I wanted to kind of recreate that in our zoo, and because it's, you know, such a big area, I felt that the African elephants would work really well in the habitat, because, you know, they're big animals, and they like lots of space. You can give them lots of space, so it worked really well. Plus, also, we didn't get African elephants in Aurora Zoo because, you know, that was an Arctic zoo. But yeah, so it's a super big habitat, and there's lots of viewing areas. I like this little glass spot because guests can kind of look in. You can also see there, it was also at the beginning of the time lapse, a little covered area, and then there's another path that's actually just to the right there. You can see it at the bottom, so guests can kind of walk over a little bit. And yeah, it's just like it's a really big area. It was fun to one of the things I was trying to figure out is like, what am I going to use for crops, because Planet Zoo doesn't have, you know, like crops. So I actually used two different I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but they're actually underwater plants, but they worked really well to they were like the closest match to the crops that are in this area in Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's what I went with. You know, in this zoo, we're going for more aesthetics than, you know, trying to be like super realistic. I've done the realistic thing, you know, the last two zoos. So, you know, I'm having fun with just purely going for aesthetics. Still, you know, trying to make it, I guess, a little bit like realistic, but those plants, for instance, in the game, the elephants would hate them, and all these plants too. The elephants would not like these. So, you know, this zoo, we're not really concerned about that. We're just decorating and trying to make it look as nice as possible, kind of like if Disney or Universal Studios made a zoo, right? Because if you've ever been to either of those parks, they're just crazy high detailed. And yeah, so that's what we're trying to do with this zoo. But yeah, I was just doing like a little bit of decorating in the water here. I really like this little shallow area, because the elephants can go there. You can see I've got like a couple enrichment items there, and then I love how it kind of just drops off into the deeper parts of the river. But another thing I was actually like pretty happy about this habitat is how like open it is. And I mean, you can see like the barrier there, but I actually end up removing all of the barriers and just using the null barriers everywhere, and the elephants, they can't escape. And I think that's just super cool. It really adds to just the whole look. I feel like, I don't know, I like that it doesn't feel enclosed, like almost like maybe the elephants are, you know, they're just kind of out in the wild. They don't have anything really keeping them in. So I don't know, I think that's really cool. Another fun thing was like, for instance, like this little little railing here I'm making, you know, just trying to figure out things that are in Horizon Zero Dawn and trying to recreate those here. This fence was one of them. If you've watched any of the live streams over on my Twitch channel, I actually like go into Horizon Zero Dawn, grab screenshots, and then use those as reference points when I'm, working in different areas. This one, I took Aloy and went into the city of Meridian and looked down at this area and grabbed a screenshot. It's actually the screenshot I used for the thumbnail for this video, but I think that about does it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay, and we'll take a look at the little farm / African elephant area. All right, and here we are in the mostly completed habitat. I will say it's probably, the habitat itself is 100% done, but there are still a few other things I want to do around it. One new thing I added here is just this little building here, which so far isn't anything specific. I just wanted something to cover up this spot, so this way, I could use the null barrier back here. I try to, as much as I can, use the null barrier here. I need to obviously fix this up. I need to add the rest of the river there, and then I don't know, we can maybe turn this into some kind of shop or something if we end up doing anything over here for the guests, or it might just be a random building just to add some detail. But yeah, so I really like this habitat. In fact, it might be my favorite habitat I've ever done. I don't know, but I like it a lot. Like I was mentioning in the time lapse, I really like the little shallow area here, and I like that it's really big so that the elephants can actually come down here and they can get a drink if they want to. I've got the sprinkler there. I've got the elephant car wash that I like to call it. And then the crops. So these are meant to be like corn. These seemed like the best plants to make some implied corn stalks, and I think from far away it works pretty well. I'm happy with how it looks. Each of these, they're really small pieces. If we edit this, you can see how big or how little those are. So each stalk is 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So you can imagine there are a lot of pieces in this one little area. And then over here we have these as well. So like I said, these are technically underwater plants, but going off of this area in Horizon Zero Dawn, these look like the best match. Obviously, it's hard to make it exact, but I think especially like from far away, it works really well. Also like the planters for the palm trees. One of the things I noticed right away in Horizon Zero Dawn were these planters, and I was like, you know what? I'm looking forward to making those. They're pretty simple, but I think they look really cool. But you can see here how I did like the different tiers. So we've got this spot here, and actually I like this little viewing platform because this is also elevated. So you've got like a tier right here, and then you've got another one here. So this is the path, which just goes and dead ends right here. Originally, the idea was that the staff would connect up here, and I think I had the habitat. I don't remember how I had that set up, but I didn't like it because I wanted the elephants to be able to walk all the way through. So yeah, it's just a little spot here for the guests. They can come sit down. They can go look over this way, which I think is really cool. The elephants can't walk in this little area. You can see I blocked it off with the rocks, so no worries about the elephants getting over there. And the thing that's funny about the elephants is they can't traverse very steep, or not steep, but like they can't traverse this, at least in the game. In real life they probably could, I don't know, they just can't step up that high, I guess. So that's how that works and keeps them from being able to get out. Look at these guys. I still love the way the African elephants look. They're just so big and majestic. Love the African elephants. They're so cool. So you can see he's going over there. I don't know, we've got like a couple enrichment items over here. Got a feeder right there, and then some more enrichment items. But yeah, I love this habitat. I think it's really fun, actually, and I really like this little viewing spot too. I like that it's covered, and when you're in here, like you feel like you're right in the middle of the habitat, so the elephants can just walk right over. I got let's see, is it on this side? But yeah, I put the water trough over here, so if they ever get a drink, I guess we'll get a nice close-up view. And then here's the little glass viewing spot, so if the guests are over here, you know, perhaps the elephants will come over here. I don't know if the elephants they probably can't fit under this, is too low for them, but you know, if they're using the scratch hole there, the guests will get a good view of that. And then back here, so this is a part of the area that's kind of unfinished, obviously no details over here. And then I want to put a building here actually with a shop or two for the guests. And then what I'll probably do is I put these rocks here just so we didn't have like the ugly barrier, but what I'll probably do is get rid of those, and again, like I did with this building, use that as the barrier, so it'll kind of block off this area, keep the elephants from getting out, and then it'll be a nice little area. Guests can get something to eat. Maybe we'll put a souvenir or something there. But and then I don't know. So this is the staff area. Obviously, might like right here. I might put like a staff path just to make sure that the guests don't walk back there, because currently they'd be able to. Of course, also we haven't actually opened the zoo, and honestly not even sure if I'm gonna open it. I really like just kind of building and not necessarily worrying too much about the guests, even though I still try to keep the guests in mind. And then over here, so I kind of continued the farm look over here. We could maybe do another habitat over here, maybe something small like a little guest, something that the guests could walk through. You know, we already have the peafowls, but we could do something else over here, but I'm not sure what yet. But you know, that's another option, or we could just leave it kind of empty like that. So, but yeah, from far away, it definitely, I think it looks really cool. Fills out this area, and yeah, it's definitely, the zoo is getting bigger. And I really like too, like this whole area is, you know, covered with trees and very thick and lush. And then we've got this spot here, which is more open, and I just think it's I love the way it looks. I did this little bridge here as well, because in this spot in Horizon Zero Dawn there is a bridge. So that's my simple little bridge. Just use like these little wood planks. I love how these look. They got like a little bit of like green in them, almost like they're grown with like I don't know, algae or something. Yeah, it's just a simple little bridge. I think it works. Oh, see our little elephant walking through the little shallows. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm super happy with how that's turned out. So then we just need to figure out Well, if you ever want to come hang out with us over on my Twitch channel, I think the next thing we're going to work on during the live stream is probably this spot here. So if you want to come hang out while I'm building right here, the link to my Twitch channel is always in the description below. It's just twitch.tv/8bit_Josh. And we would love to have you. But then other than that, we'll have to figure out what the next habitat is going to be. Like I said, we could do something over here, like maybe some kind of walkthrough habitat, because I would like to have a path for the guests to get over here. So this spot, I intentionally left that open, could be a guest path. There's also a little bit of space over here, but I kind of like that this would be more just like terrain and stuff over there. So might not do like a path there necessarily, but yeah, I think it's I'm really happy with the way it's coming along. This is my favorite zoo that I've done so far, and I hope that y'all are enjoying it as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave this episode here. As always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.